AI retouching. Is it actually any good? And if so, is this maybe the plugin for you? I'm talking about Retouch For Me. This is a plugin that I've played around with and tried in a variety of circumstances to see where it excels, where it lacks, and ultimately if it's a tool that you could actually use professionally. Retouch For Me actually reached out to me to test out their products. And since then, I've been playing around with the heal, the dodge, and the fabric removal plugins because these are three major things that are staples in my already existing retouching. I'm usually healing spots on the skin, doing anything from minor to intense retouching, as well as healing, brightening up certain areas, as well as burning, and then also removing fabric wrinkles on clothing. Being a fashion photographer, this is something that I do quite regularly. But can this actually do the job well, if not better than me? And is it something that I would consider using professionally? Can it save me time? Is it ultimately worth it for me? Maybe is it worth it for you? After using Retouch For Me for some time, I have been able to learn where its strengths and weaknesses lie and ultimately where it fits into my workflow. It does have a fit, but here's where and where it doesn't. I open up Retouch For Me in Photoshop and open the plugin and I turn on the different plugins that I want to use. They also have a free frequency separation plugin, which you can try out. I've tested it. I personally do prefer my manual frequency separation because I'm able to dial it in exactly. But if you want a quicker, easier way to do this, it can do the job fairly well. But as for all these individual settings and parameters, you can go image by image and it will create a layer within your Photoshop document and you can dial up or down how much of the retouching you want it to do. For me, I shoot for a lot of brands and I also shoot a good amount of e-commerce photography. So model, white background, front, side, back, that whole deal. And sometimes we'll be shooting up to 40 or 45 looks in a single day, which all of those would then have a corresponding 4 or 5, sometimes up to 7 images per look. And if you do the math, that adds up to, well, a lot of photos to go through. Now, I could spend days and days working across these photos, or I could plug them into Retouch For Me and have it do a lot of the legwork for me. And that's exactly what I usually do. I shot into Capture One, so I make my selects through there, export them, open them up in Photoshop, through the batch retouching in Retouch For Me, and then overnight it will go through all of my photos. I did actually time the plugin to see how long it takes to edit a photo. And depending on what you're doing, it can take anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute up to about 5 minutes per photo. That just depends on the nature of the shot and how much work it has to do. Its AI algorithm figures out exactly the spots on a person's face, on their skin, on fabric that it needs to lighten and darken and heal and adjust accordingly. Now, that said, if you have roughly 400 photos, it will probably take all night for them to run through this plugin, which is actually what I love to do. I take about a batch of 400 photos, run it through overnight, and by the morning, I'm ready to do my quality checks, final edits, and make sure that everything's still good. So I will go through, adjust everything accordingly. That does take some time, but it is quicker than if I went through and individually retouched every single photo manually, because all that time that I spent sleeping, I am now spending retouching. There are moments where this plugin does struggle. It only works the best on color images, in my opinion. Black and white, it tends to get a little confused and smudge out a lot of people's faces, minimize their features, and just get a little weird. Additionally, if you have fabric that is intricate, if you were using lace or finer fabrics, what I've had to do sometimes is take the original image and overlay it and paint in certain parts of clothing to make it so the image and the skin is still retouched, but the fabric is still intact. sometimes it will smooth it out a little too much. 90% of fabrics I find it's fine with. It's just these particular ones, which is why I also go through and do all my quality checks anyways. Then when it does remove certain wrinkles, if it's a large wrinkle and it brightens it up a lot, I find it tends to discolor the shadows a bit. So you might, if it's a white fabric, you might get a weird kind of pink line through it where a wrinkle would have been. And then I have to go through and either clone that area out or paint over it. If it's a brighter color, I will paint over it with the actual color of the piece of clothing so it all matches. But it's something that you do definitely want to watch for with this plugin. Then things like tattoos, it can get a little finicky with, so you want to double check that. And also, if somebody has freckles, assume that Retouch For Me will almost entirely get rid of them. Using it, I've had to paint back the freckles in because I don't want to remove that aspect of a person when usually I'm either casting somebody for their appearance. If they have freckles, I probably want them to have freckles. Or if it's more of a portrait, I want to keep more of that actual person's face intact, so my retouching will be a little lighter. But what I do like is that aside from these hiccups, Retouch For Me does do a lighter job of retouching as opposed to doing too much, and it just looks like you drag the clarity slider in the opposite direction. Everything looks smudgy and soft, and that's not what you're getting here. You're getting a slightly retouched look, which for e-com shoots and lifestyle shoots, it tends to do a really good job on because the retouching isn't really noticeable at all. It's just slightly elevated. And especially in today's market, we're going for less and less retouched images. We want natural beauty, and this is something that has it still appear natural, just a little bit lifted, which is what I usually try to retouch for anyways, unless it's a particular shoot where we're going for a different look altogether. But suffice to say, Retouch For Me does have a place in my workflow and has actually saved me a ton of time. Even though I still sometimes have to go back and fix certain things, that time is still better than me going through and doing it all manually anyways. So this is where it fits into my workflow, where it doesn't, and the things that I've noticed after using this for about 6 months, if not more now. It is something that I would recommend. Just be cautious when you use it. Make sure to go through and make sure everything looks how you want it to. You might have to adjust certain things, but it can save you a lot of time, especially if you're batch retouching a lot of images. All that said, if you're interested in trying Retouch For Me out, there is a link in my description so you can try it for yourself, play with the plugins, see which ones work for you and which ones don't. And let me know your thoughts on this plugin down below. Are there any other AI plugins that I should try? Let me know. I'm probably going to be looking at Evoto next because I've heard really good things. But all that to say, thank you for watching this video. If you're new around here, consider subscribing to join along this journey with me. Remember, as always, to work hard and rest often.